You never quite know what you're going to wake up to when you cover XRP. But today I can tell you the XRP community is pissed. They are rightfully pissed. But it should not have come as a surprise what we learned today. I spoke earlier this year when we talked about the RLUSD, and I shared documentation in previous lives. I don't even remember which lives, but it was done with all of you. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. And we talked about how it was impossible for it to be released to the public this year, but what comes out today is going to leave a lot of people scratching their head. So why would it be fully functional on the Ethereum network, but have many limitations when it comes to the XRP ledger? That is the question that is going to leave a lot of people asking. A lot of people are going to be scratching their heads, and a lot of people are going to be thinking that this goes a little bit deeper with the SEC than what meets the eye right now. So, Messi, welcome in. Adam Z says, guess what? Look at when XRP crashed, went from 65 cents to where it now around 4 a.m. Central Time, the exact time that article came out about RLUSD. Indeed. Rob, Hokulik, Moza here, and UK Phil, thank you all three for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. I greatly appreciate you. Mo says it's a strategic move for Ripple to scoop. Oh, I agree, but this was something that we were actually told about to mitigate with via Ethereum, also mitigate the chance of another loss. Absolutely. That was the whole reason I thought from the beginning they put it on Ethereum. They could capitalize on that side, and then once it became fully functional on the ledger. But this is going to leave a sour spot for the community, though. People are really mad. So I appropriately put the title. XRP King, welcome in. Trading with Jay Wright, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the most exclusive badge I have, the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Excellent. That's exactly what I use on my lives, my actual video. Somebody made that for me a couple years ago, and it's spectacular. Angel Lopez, welcome in. Messi, good evening. We need 63-cent 3-month close. We actually need 61.7-cent 7-year close at the end of the month, if that makes you feel better. A close over like 61.6, 61.7 at the end of the monthly tonight. We actually should confirm a break now out of that almost 7-year consolidation. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Angel Lopez, welcome in. Messi, good evening. Ringthane, welcome. You are welcome, my friend. Ryan Brubaker, glad to see you in here, buddy. He said he made it in here, and I'm glad to see you in here. I really am. Syrian, welcome in, and thank you for being a very trusted mod, and also being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Crazy Paul, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and that is my face superimposed on there. I kid you not. XRP Ricky Ripple, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Thank you all for the support. I greatly appreciate that. Daniel C, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Louville, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for well over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Yes, I know. XRP's not really had a lot of love for the community as of late, or pretty much ever. I get that. Swirlview YouTube, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Adam Z, I made my first big mistake that caused a few thousand of potential gains. Sold at 62.90 right before. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's yeah, understandable. Fish got away, welcome in. Ricky or Rick One, thanks for tuning in and being in. A very trusted mod. Randy, welcome in, my friend. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon Badge. XRP, Goat, and Smitty, thank you both for jumping on board this month in Tom's Army with your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. What a growing family we got going here. This is the most new members I've seen in Tom's Army in a long time. It's spectacular. Daniel C, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Was hoping for a weekly close over 65. You don't need it, though. You don't need it. We got to stay in our lane with XRP. We don't need it to close that high, I promise. Did I do an intro yet? I don't think I did the intro, damn it. Can somebody validate? Did I do an intro yet? I don't think I did. Because I got to do an intro to timestamp this. Let's see. JL Falcon, welcome in. Adam Z, hopefully the RUSD thing isn't a big problem for price action. Absolutely, I hope not. XRP Goat, welcome in. He says that he says Ales Pond. Excellent, Ales Pond. And thank you for being in your first month in Tom's Army as XRP Goat now, formerly known as Ales Pond. And everybody's saying, no, I did not do an intro. So let me do this real quick and timestamp this. Good evening. 5:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, September 30th. 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So enjoy this live. It's going to be the last one until Thursday. I know it sucks, but I got to go up to Grand Rapids tomorrow after my son gets off of school with Julie, because my son's got to go back. You know, remember when he was hospitalized up in Grand Rapids? He's got to get the balloon changed for his NG tube. Nothing major, and then get some blood done. So we're going to go up there Tuesday, spend the night. Wednesday's his appointment. Shouldn't be there more than a couple hours. And then we're going to spend the night on Wednesday and come back Thursday. And I'll do a live Thursday night. But I'll still be doing updates throughout the day. My morning updates tomorrow as usual. Wednesday as usual. Thursday as usual. The short as usual. I just don't think I'm going to have internet connection to be able to do the live. So, but it's all good. This is all good stuff. Nothing bad. My son's actually doing very well, so I appreciate all the positive vibes. And yeah, so I'll be doing that, just so everybody knows. Joshy Sauce, welcome in as well. I just wanted to make sure to say hi to you. Gabriel, good evening. Jorge, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. And as we continue to say hi to everybody as we get in here this evening, remember, XRP is still well above that breakout point. Well above that breakout point in the 2018 resistance. Thank you for the positive vibes, Rick. I appreciate that. Daniel C said, thanks for the added confidence. Oh, I need to read that. But ultimately, everybody, remember, as long as we're holding 52 cents, which, like I said, I don't want to come all the way back down there either. But we're still in good shape. He says, thanks for your added confidence to my technical analysis and all you do for the community. I crushed it this weekend. Wanted to pay it forward to you. Thank you, brother. God bless. Oh, man, I love hearing that. I crushed it as well, too, this weekend. Just going by the same stuff we talked about Friday. But thank you so much for the $20 donation and paying it forward. That's incredibly awesome and generous. Nothing is more motivating for me than when somebody pays it forward or joins Tom's Army, which is paying it forward. Because, you know, when I first started doing this, I had a lot of skeptics, and now I think a lot of people believe more. But look what we have with XRP. This is the main point of emphasis right now. And we're going to go into that article and see what David Joel Katz Schwartz said, Mr. Schwarzkopf, and we'll see what's going on with the RUSD. I don't want to take a long time to get to that article and get to the news just to validate what I'm saying, so you don't think I'm just some douche who's just trying to like push some narrative. But this is everything right now. Once we failed the rising channel resistance as support, that's big, because now this technically suggests we could come all the way to 59.96 to backtest now the cup and handle resistance now as support for the first time, which is huge. But remember, we don't necessarily have to do that. And that's because we had a much bigger pattern formation that was set up. That was a intermediate stopping gap, I should say. And this went back to 2023 in July, roughly, when we had that nice move up with the resolution, or at least at the time, what was said by Judge Annalisa Perez. So now you have a stopgap measure where you could technically hold that 62. And you see we didn't show this chart for a little while because it wasn't relevant. We have to stay within the relevant charts. I mean, I show it, but I don't emphasize it. We circled this on the move up when it was at 66 and said it's either going to be 639 or 638 or 62 cents. It's either or. There's no other way around it if you want to stop here. Otherwise, it comes down to 59. And to be honest, I don't want to break anybody's backs here, but does anybody see what I see here? With it being an M-topping reversal and being the fact that it broke out of a cup and handle, doesn't it make sense to back test it? And wouldn't it make sense if this is an M-topping reversal? What did I say? And just hear me out. What did I say on Friday? It would most likely come back into the rotation after the what? Escrow dump. So basically what it did was went up just to come down on the dump. So what happens here? Ripple makes bank. Ripple makes bank on the couple 100 million they're going to sell. Just hear me out. If they only keep 200 million out, now you sell 200 million, they got a let's just say on average, they got a 5-cent price boost from where it was at when they sell. So I'm just saying, just hear me out. And this is how we make bank every single weekend, or every single day, the days leading into the escrow dump, right before everybody loses a bunch of money when it just comes right back down. So 200 million, right? And let's just say $5, it goes up. That's $1 million. Wait a minute. That's $1 billion. See what I mean? What if it only goes up? Well, Tom, it's only at, okay, or not $5, 5 cents. It's not $1 billion. It's $10 million. There we go. I was going to say 5. What the fuck? I didn't add something right. But let's say it's up 5 cents. That's $10 million. Extra. That's not the whole thing. That's extra that they clear by the price jumping just before the dump. And then they sell it right back on. The inflation takes over. So that's a cool 10 million they get to pocket in addition to what they would have had. So now the escrow gets released and it comes right back up to what? Well, if it comes back up to the uptrend, where does that put us then? That puts us exactly to where we talked about. And that would be right here, unfortunately. And that would be the back test of the cup and handle breakout. I mean, is it just me or is that what it looks like? I don't want to break anybody's necks, but doesn't it look like that's what's about to happen? Out of curiosity, yay or nay, is this going to happen? And even before I left my second of 2 lives yesterday, I put that or, and then I left it with this. And then I had it circled and I said this, but I think I deleted that during my earlier analysis. So, I mean, I'm not here to, like, a lot of people don't want to follow me because I tell the truth, but wouldn't you want to actually know what's going on? Roy, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the XRP, the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Oh, this is still positive vibes, my friend, and I appreciate you sending the positive vibes. Very positive here. Yes, it does, Messi. Always pumps a few days until we get in, and then after the escrow is, then it comes down. Angela, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for well over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. I'm so thrilled to still be part of the Army. It's awesome. Thank you so much for that, love. I really appreciate it. Simply Better, welcome in. Miss Erica, welcome in, love. Thank you for blessing me with your presence as well. I greatly appreciate that. We got a wide base here today. It's awesome. I don't want to look at how many people are in because, you know, I don't want to get my hopes up yet. But I'll look at like 615. I like that kind of a vibe. So that's what I'm thinking. Like hardcore, that is what I'm thinking. A lot of you agree as well. 150 plus hit. What? Holy smokes. 164 people watching. Only 64 likes. I know we can do better than that. With the information I've given you alone, don't leave me out here on an island. Don't leave me out on an island, please, ladies and gentlemen. Jasper has just saved the audience. Forget it. You don't even need to hit the like button if you don't want. I mean, I encourage you to so we can pass the audience and help this go around and make our community a much bigger place. As we went over 24,100 subscribers, we're on a tear right now. We're on an absolute tear the last few days with subscribers. I have a gut feeling we're going to push very quickly to the next 1,000. Jasper Johansson, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. You have made me the happiest person in the world today. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Thank you so much. Like, seriously, the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, that's a beautiful gesture. And if we didn't think it couldn't get any better, we've got Tanya in here now. One of our most popular, if not the most popular, between her and Miss Vicky. Hopefully Miss Vicky's doing well. Positive vibes and blessings for her if she's watching out there in the abyss somewhere. But Tanya, thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon Badge. That is so incredibly awesome. So incredibly awesome. Well, thank you so much. Man and his dog, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Tanya. You are so very welcome. So, now we got to read about what's pissing off the community. And if you're pissed, hit that like button. We've got 96 likes. Hit that like button. I'll check this later and see how many of you who haven't hit that like button are pissed. So, the XRP community is outraged. as Ripple USD RLUSD faces freeze on the XRP ledger. So set to be a major development in Ripple's ecosystem, the launch of Ripple USD RLUSD pegged to the US dollar was widely expected this year. Both XRP Ledger and Ethereum were originally planned as its launching platforms. However, recent news suggests potential changes as RLUSD can only launch on Ethereum this year or alternatively on XRP Ledger as well. But listen to this part of it. Without initial functionality in the automated market maker AMM restricted instead of the DEX order books. Does anybody know what that means in layman's terms? Us as the general public cannot buy, but privately corporations can buy all they want. That's what it means in layman's terms. A key reason for this limitation comes from the clawback feature. So it's interesting. Which block the stablecoin from being utilized in XRPL's AMM. There are amendments in development that could remedy this situation, notably XLS 73, which aims to improve how the AMM interacts with frozen assets, and XLS 77, designed to implement a more stringent freeze for trust lines, preventing the transfer of RLUSD by blacklisted accounts. Hey, I love you too, wow, wow, whoa. Love you, no Diddy. Well, that's just a distraction anyhow. Diddy's off living his best life, though. I kid you not. That's a distraction because they don't want you to pay attention to what's actually happening. Three things that most of you probably aren't even aware of. One, what's going on with the UN, like October 7th, when the US is basically going to sign over our entire country. So if that goes through, you might as well just kiss your ass goodbye and brace for cover. Two, you got the underground cable lines in Germany that if they cut these, and I don't believe it's going to be Putin or the Germans that do this. I think it's going to be probably the, the United Nations, that end up doing this. And that would implement a bunch of silver that would need to be made and be produced and be bought. And that could bring in a very big law into place. And it would be very interesting. So those are two things that are going under the radar. And number three is, let's see. Oh, yeah, we have a candidate running that was never actually put on the ballot. But nobody pays attention to it because, I don't know. I'm just telling you, pay attention to silver and gold. This pullback in both was by design. The commodities pulling back aren't going to last for long. You better take advantage. I'm just telling you, we're not blowing smoke here. If you want to be like the elite, you've got to act like the elite. With XRP Ledger being a decentralized network, when these amendments will take effect remains unpredictable, especially with community fatigue being observed. David Schwartz weighs in. Ripple CTO David Schwartz provided his perspective explaining that XLS introduces less of a deep freeze than some might expect. In cases where XLS 77 applies, instead of assets going into frozen accounts, they remain in unfrozen accounts, with added restrictions impacting payments that would have otherwise gone through. That makes a hell of a lot of sense, huh, Mr. Schwartz? So RLUSD will either launch on Ethereum this year, or they launch also on the XRP Ledger, but without the ability to be used in the AMM on the XRP Ledger initially, but with DEX order books. I expect or rather hope for the latter. Why is that? RLUSD, and let's go into Mr. Katz. I don't know why it's never following him. Oh yeah, because it's doing it like this. Anyhow, improving global settlement, yada yada yada. So here's what he says. What did he say? I don't see anything new. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go through his stuff because his is always messed up. He said, FWIW, I'm not sure I like the description of XLS 77 as a deeper freeze. If anything, it's less deep. Unless I'm missing something, in any case where XLS 77 makes a difference, an asset that would have been frozen is instead not frozen. Yet, despite technical progress, the RLUSD launch may not meet all expectations right away. A stablecoin of high quality is without question essential for Ripple's future, but the initial release may lack complete functionality, requiring some patience for users. Imagine being on the XRP ledger and you're a holder of XRP, but you can't buy the RLUSD unless you go on the Ethereum ecosystem. Wouldn't that just be a kick in the dick? That takes some testicular fortitude to allow this to happen like this. If anything, you save face and just wait until next year to release it fully. I'm just saying, this doesn't look great to me. I mean, this further makes me believe, like I've always said, that Ripple is working with the United States government hand in hand, and this is a bigger ploy here. And for that being said, it's the exact same reason why I would never sell XRP when it's in these cycles. Like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's just like why I'm not selling my gold and silver. It's made me fortunes already, but wait until the fortune y'all see, or that my next generation see, that I don't even get to experience. That's the beauty of it. I don't even care about that. That's for the generations beyond. Further intensifying the situation, the XRP community voiced strong objections over RLUSD's potential limitations on XRPL, especially since it is expected to operate fully on Ethereum. It makes no sense, except for the fact that they're going to keep themselves out of another lawsuit, because how likely would it be that the SEC would actually sue them for putting it on the Ethereum network, giving it more viability? Nah, that's not going to happen. This has not sat well with some who hold deep frustration toward Ethereum and its creator Vitalik Buterin. That's to say the least. That's to say the least. So, I mean, if you think about that, that's not exactly the greatest thing. And if you've been following just simply the easiest indicator of all times to follow when you buy and sell if you're a swing trader, buy the fear, sell the greed. Now it's in greed, what happens? The market dumps. So that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do is follow it. So right now, XRP's I don't even want to say it's between a rock and a hard place. It's out to sea. It's got a boat. But the problem is the boat was made of hay. So, I mean, you're only going so far. And it's not going to be going very far with the way. It's about to be over flooded. And when more people see all this bad news, let the emotion get in the way, because we need to retrace anyhow. It'll be a much more vibrant and an easier retracement. But don't let this bother you. Don't let this bother you, because, you know, this is all a tactic. You're not, honestly, retail's not supposed to hold XRP anyhow. It's not the way it's supposed to work. That's what got, you know what got Ripple into trouble, I'll be honest, is because they tried to perpetuate two different prices, one for retail and one for corporations. Once retail started buying so much, they felt like, holy shit, we can make a bunch of money off of these dopes. And they did. They did. And they still are. And some would be like, well, Tom, aren't you the dope? Well, only if I'm losing money. I've made a lot of money off of XRP, a ton. So have you all that are watching. And you're continuing to make money. Even our purchase this time at 38 cents, the second of the two, you're still way up. So you could still make a decision on what to do. Like, the ball is in your court. And it feels good, honestly. It feels good. I always say it's a lot easier to sit on something when you're up consistently 60 to 80% than when you're down 20 to 30%. It just feels different. Then you have a 20% retracement. You're like, what the hell is everybody mad about? We're up 60% still. You know, that's how it feels. Because we haven't even had the breakout. We are just now, for XRP, doing something that is absolutely spectacular. It's just, unfortunately, XRP's taken 7 years to do this, so it's going to have to take out all these levels, and you need it to do it like this. But I'm telling you, I mean, I know I've seen an M-top in reversal here, and it makes me feel like 59.96 is actually the play here. Now, the problem is if somebody goes short, and it goes, well, Tom, I thought the play was 59.96. I didn't know it was going to hold at 62, even though that is a potential option. How could this have happened to me? I got liquidated. Well, sir, what probably happened is it pulled a big W on you. And then we were left sitting here saying, holy shit, it didn't need the rest of the retracement, right? Tanya, actually, it disguised the run-up. It actually did. It was just disguised, and I'll show you what I mean. What it ended up doing instead is it ended up bouncing from here on September 25th, and it came up to here. It didn't have the big move at the exact time because it came up consolidated. It didn't do the follow through up to 10.9, but it does it in smaller levels usually than XRP. Close, but if you look at it, it went up about 9.7% to XRP's 15. So it did what it needed to. The problem with that XLM is it didn't have as much upside on the initial push. That was the cup it. Oh, I hate how it does this now. I hate how it does this on. I swear, TradingView is the only app that I've used in a long time that when it upgraded itself, it actually downgraded itself. Like to the drawing tools and stuff, what they did, it's annoying. Like it's unbelievable. Like I can't delete something now unless I get off the drawing tool. Before you could do it with the drawing tool still open. But you see how Ethereum did this? It's building the handle, folks. If it builds a handle here on the short term, and it's a bigger one if you go farther out, it's got to come up here. It's still got to come up there. Still got to come up there. But Tanya, I agree it didn't make as big of a move. It definitely left a lot of people thinking there was going to be another 6% there. I understand that thinking. I really, really do. But now, unfortunately, if it does what XRP does, it's got this M-topping reversal. If you ask me, like, it's a pain in the ass, this pattern, because now you could look at it once it finishes and you could say, well, apparently, even if it comes down like this, there was the shoulder, there's the head, there's the down. And then if it just holds in here, now which one does it hold? Does it hold here? Does it hold here? I prefer, you know, so it always becomes a nightmare with all of this. And you know why I always say, don't buy the breakout. You buy it before the breakout, because everybody who bought the breakout is now, they're licking their wounds. Even if you didn't sell before the breakout and you leverage traded 59 or 58.5 with us, 58.5 whatever is what I opened to 20, what was it? 22x on XRP. And even from here, let's just say you opened it at 587 and you didn't sell it yet. You're still up over 120% on a 22x trade. I did very well on it. I ended up closing it up here. Somewhere shy, it was shy of 66. It was like 65, 60, I don't know, somewhere up there. But I did very well with it. And most of us could have did it together if, you know, not for the events that happened with the copy trading. But that was like a $600 trade. And now even if I was still in it, I would still be up over 100%. You know, so you have the opportunity, but understand that you might come back to even right now. Because it doesn't look like it's going to hold this bounce. I'm not seeing any volume come in at all. So I think that's, what is that, 59 point, and that's what I'm, somebody just hit the nail on the head. But I think the new floor for XRP, like you were saying, could be down here now. Where's this at? At 59.96, that could be the new floor. It really could. And that looks like it should just, this would satisfy the escrow dump, what happened here. Because I'm telling you, it may not have been moved, but it's already being moved in the background. So, this is all part of it. There's been something being sold within this, I guarantee it. It might come out on the XRP scan one way, but I'm telling you, something happened in this point. They do this all the time. And then it comes back into the consolidation. So basically what I tell everybody on the escrow is if you have it drawn out, just keep it drawing. And when you have this is before the escrow and then during the escrow, and then it just continues. So think about it that way. You always get the bump. So it's not really doing anything. Now someone will be like, that son of a bitch, because of the escrow, XRP was on a roll and it came all the way down 10%. It's not because of that. It had an artificial 10% pump that we were able to take advantage, leverage or not. You could have took advantage of it on Friday when I put out the alert, and the live you would have had to have been in, or during any of my updates on Friday. And this is why it's so important to join this community. I don't sugarcoat it. Like in the title, people get mad, but if you just pay attention to the rhythm, I said, let's see, XRP plus 7% to 62.6 cents on Friday. I didn't say anything else, just XRP plus 7% to 62.6. And then I said it could be an explosive weekend, and then the final break, finally a breakout. Can it happen 7%? Because the 7% is what initiated the 15. You couldn't get the 15 without that initial 7. And once we got on top of 63.9, we were so fucking golden for a time. So I really try to not sugarcoat things. And I'm not the most loved person when it comes into the XRP sphere, because I tell the truth. I'm very beloved amongst my community members and the ones who have found me. I've gained over 600 new subscribers in the last 5 days. And we're on a tear today again, so I don't think it's slowing down today or tomorrow. Well, I don't know about tomorrow, but at least today it's not. And just based on how many showed up in the live, 192, even when we're very, very, you know, maybe blindsided some of you, but please hit that like button. Barely half have hit that like button. Wow. We could be making such a dent. If you appreciate what I do in my time, please hit that like button. We really do need more like buttons, Rick. Seriously, we really, really do. Juan says, putting aside the price action, what is your thoughts about XRP future price action if the Ripple ecosystem is not growing because XRP utilization? Oh, Juan, thank you for being part of Tom's Army for 6 months. I greatly appreciate that and having the XRP predictor, but that is a facade, my friend. I promise you. I promise you. It is advancing. The one thing you still have to remember, the RLUSD is still being put on the ledger. It's just not being publicized. It's still privatized for the big business. We'll get our turn next year, like I said earlier this year. But remember, the tokenization of real-world assets is, by definition, an expansion of the ecosystem. The fact that XRP Healthcare chose to be on the XRP ledger, that's a huge expansion that nobody talks about. That is the single biggest expansion that not only brings in real-world healthcare, real-world pharmacies, but also real-world AI into the ecosystem. Oh, absolutely, we are still bullish on the charts. We're still bullish on the charts. It's just my bullish and somebody else's bullish are completely different. And if you have cannabis, please join. I know a lot of people think I smoke cigarettes, but I do not. This is cannabis. I broke my back 17 years ago plus now almost. It'll be 18 years, December 18th. So the day after my 23rd birthday, I broke my back in a car accident. So, you know, I got a punch of reality early on, and they tried to dope me up with all the medication. I had a big backpack filled with all the medicine you could imagine. So anyhow, Kyle Kupiak, Cape Cod. Kyle, look at this, Kyle. It says you're in 6 months now in Tom's Army. Can you see that? It shows the XRP predictor next to your name. This is a miracle from Massachusetts. He says, I'm pissed, but I'm only joking. Kryptonian is also in the house in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP predictor. No problem, my friend. He says, I'm sorry I didn't hit the like button, but I did now. I did now. Angela says, had a great run on Reef. Excellent. Excellent. The Great Falling says, I feel you, brother. Just herniated 2 discs in my back, and the only answer the doctor has is pills. Exactly. I have a herniated L4 and L5 in my lower back as well, which kind of sucks. But that happened as a result of the fracture and the compression and all that. But fortunately, it's right next to the sciatic nerve, so I never got surgery, which is a blessing because it could have paralyzed me. 85% chance I'd be paralyzed. No, thank you. We'll live with it. Mind you, I couldn't even walk when it first happened. I was basically a shell of myself for a few years. But you know, you have to work yourself back. And now it paid off in ways that most people can't imagine. I got to utilize this, and because I was injured, I got to understand. That's when I went down the rabbit hole very deep. I did when I was younger, but when I say deep, I mean deep. And that's when I learned the truths that, you know, once you learn them, you can't go back. Once you learn the truth, you can't go back, and it makes it very difficult. So anyhow, look what XRP is doing. Like, I'm not going to be surprised when it breaks through here if it does. I don't want it to. Let me preface that. I don't want this to happen, but it makes too much sense when you talk about it. It makes too much sense that it would come down here to the cup and handle breakout and use it as support. Now, doesn't it just make too much sense? If it's going to break out, let me get rid of some of this so we can actually see what's going on. Right now I got it looking like the balls. But we will have to show some testicular fortitude from down there. Ernk, you ever hear of the Great Rug Pull? It's a story that's been told for eons and eons and eons. They've always got the one token that you ride it and you ride it and you ride it. Pepe's the token of 24. There's going to come a moment, though, when it's going to pull the old Shiba Inu like about 23 and 22, where you're so high up, and then you keep buying it on the way up. For the record, if you are up hundreds and you should not be buying it when you're way, it just cuts into what you can do. The honest to God truth is like when you get up so high, you should be doing me a favor and cutting, you know, exactly what your investment was. You should be taken out, and then you can ride it for free. That's the truth. But eventually, they're going to rug pull that thing like the rug pulls of all rug pulls. And I'm actually going to put Pepe on here just so I can see where they actually do it. But I know that is going to be one of the most epic rug pulls that we've seen in modern history. It has every making of it. Everybody's talking about it as if it's the next future giant. If you're riding it for free, you're excellent. But right now, you better hope to God it's not the start of that gigantic rug pull. Because it may not be, because it's still got room. I think there's still a lot of room if it does what it wants to do. But, you know, let's be honest here. Just from May, you know, even from back here, that's 33%, 36% from right here. I mean, you're well back into bear market territory on this particular token. So just be careful with this if you keep adding into it. You're buying into a rally. You know, it's a descending consolidation. So hopefully they continue to pump this for a while for the ones who have this, for your sake. I know it's going to go horribly wrong at some point. I've seen this too many times. Man, there's some huge gains, though. Please, for your sake, if you were in this back in January, for the love of God, take some of this. 363%. Remember when we were in AMP and we made the quick, it was at 0.006 or 0058, and all of a sudden it went to 1.8 cents in like 2 days. And what did I do? We completely sold it. And it's never hit that point since. I don't want anybody to ever go through that situation. This, on the other hand, if it can just pull this corner, that's why I keep saying it might not be over yet. This might not be over. This is one that I'll be interested to see if they bring it up, because if they do, it's still got the potential to come up into this range. It really does. Because it's got a nice little W right here that formed. It's just, I'm telling you, this is like, man, this is the one that makes me nervous of all nervous. Oh, it does. This could be Bagelgate for somebody. Oh, indeed. Go make a bagel, and before you know it, you're like, what the hell? I had all this money, now I can't even afford the fucking butter for my bagel. But that is one that I believe they're going to use on the masses. Oh, man, I just, oh. Look at this opportunity in gold. B2 gold retrace as we anticipated. First Majestic, first or Fortuna Silver, or mining, Fortuna Silver mines. Oh, my God. The opportunity out there that nobody even realizes. Man, I almost said we should short this. I was going to tell everybody we should short this when we started, but I don't really like to talk leverage. But, I mean, it was just right out there in front of us. I should have just grabbed my phone and shorted this. Like, what the hell am I doing? This is where if I wasn't doing a live, I would have did it in my own personal time. I mean, that's serious, because it's at the 62 cent. You don't even have to worry about 63.93, because if we get rejected at 62 cents, that could be the stop loss now. Or 62, 20. Man, this is brutal. That's fucking brutal. On an overextension, that could bring you down to like 59 cents. And I know somebody in here also talked about that newfound support around 59. So that person is dead on. That's why I was so happy. And I'm like, this person knows. But you know what they'll probably do? This is what typically happens. So now if you go short, watch this. This is the beautiful game. So boom, topping reversal. Somebody goes short. It comes up and then comes down. How much you want to bet that we might have something, well, maybe not that high, but that happens a lot, because then they liquidate the quick shorts. I just want it to break up for all intents and purposes, but I'm not going to be tricked if this is what it's trying to do. It's already painted 3/4 of the picture. It might as well just paint the rest. So, always expect the unexpected. So I really wouldn't even buy the short here anyhow, if I'm being honest. I'd wait for that artificial run up where you're like, uh-oh. And then break the backs of everybody who went long just now. And it also broke the back of the shorts real quick. I mean, it's so easy to see what they do now. It's ridiculous. Buttered bagels are better than plain bagels. You know what? In Bagelgate, I didn't even realize it, but I didn't even have enough money to put the bagel in the toaster. They even liquidated my bagels in Bagelgate. Literally, I bought a leverage trade. I've told this story a lot of times, and I was up a good amount. I think I was up about $1,000 on the leverage trade, and I literally went to put my bagel in. The bagel was toasting. I said, I surely got time to eat this bagel. And by the time I got done with my bagel, my phone has all these alerts going off. And we regret to inform you, but you've been liquidated. I'm like, what? How in the fuck did I get liquidated? My $250 trade is up like $1,000. I'm up 400%. How the hell could I be liquidated on a 50? I think it was a 22x trade because that's my number. Well, to my dismay, my behoovleness, it was one of those days where XRP decided to up. And then right when it hits it, it drops 17.6% in like 3 minutes. You guys can do the math of when that probably was. What year that probably was. Oh yes, probably around the year 2022. But when I was eating my bagel, oh, I didn't even get to toast it because my jaw hit the floor and I lost my appetite. And I threw that motherfucker in the fucking garbage and said, you are the most costly bagel that I've never even eaten in my life. You weren't even made of gold like you were promised. So that was the lesson that I've learned. Once you get up 100%, no matter what, no matter fucking what, if you're on a leverage trade, you take your initial investment back. So, yeah, it was about, 15, you're right, because it was like $1,000 gainer plus the $400 investment. Oh, yeah. It was a costly bagel. But I only share my experience because, and back then, yes, I wasn't seasoned veteran like I am now. I was young guy veteran, but still. Oh, man. But ladies and gentlemen, like I always say, when things are getting dicey, when things aren't feeling so good, and don't you worry, Tanya, we're going to get to H-bar after this. We bring out our friend, to the dismay of some, to the love in the hearts of others. Oh, we'll get into Telegram after this. Oh, you know what? Tanya, you asked so nicely. We're going to go to Telegram. Because of you, I figured out how to get it back on my tablet so that we could look at all of your beautiful stuff. Tanya put, Tony Edwards says, exclusive. I just spoke to the former Ripple employee at Mainnet. This person was part of the team that developed Ripple's ODL product. I asked them about the upcoming RLUSD stablecoin and whether they think it could negatively affect XRP. They mentioned that they had advocated for Ripple to launch a stablecoin years ago. Paraphrasing their response, they said the stablecoin will actually be beneficial for XRP as it will be paired with it. XRP will help provide the stablecoin with greater liquidity since it is available on all exchanges. This is, yes. If this, my God, this is what we've been speaking about, Tanya. Oh my God. So this is what, that's how XRP plays. Who is this? Tony Edward? Okay, see, this is part of the stuff we talk about, Tanya. Thank you. Now you don't have to just hear me talk roundabout ways about it. This is what I mean. So let me say this again. I asked them about the upcoming RLUSD stablecoin and whether they think it could negatively affect XRP. They mentioned that they had advocated for Ripple to launch a stablecoin years ago. Paraphrasing their response, they said the stablecoin will actually be beneficial for XRP as it will be paired with it. XRP will help provide the stablecoin with greater liquidity since it is available on all exchanges. Additionally, this pairing will help stabilize the stablecoin and prevent depegging. Hello? Remember how I always say, if they ever burn a large amount of XRP, there's no reason for me to invest in it? This is part of what I'm talking about. You take away the supply, you take away the appeal, you take away the use. You can't take away all of the tokens, otherwise you take away the whole fucking use case. You understand what I'm cooking here? If I was The Rock, I'd say, Deuce, you know, you'd smell what The Rock is cooking here, but I am not. Miss Vicky, wow. Wow. You seen what I said, obviously, too. That is awesome. I seen you said, I never miss a video. Just head now to come on live. I was just talking about you, ironically, not too long ago. Unbelievable. I'm so glad to see you in here, Miss Vicky. You are such a blessing to me and the whole audience. Mark Caston, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Sir Smokeslot, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the XRP media, or the XRP emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. But ladies and gentlemen, when we're getting down in here, when we're trying to figure out if we should keep our motivation up, there's 175 people in here, so there's sure to be some new people in here to experience this. But I started this in 21, and ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. I know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Whoops. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we did and we will and we won't and we will and we might and they say we will and we won't and we might. Oh yeah. Stay true. Stay blessed. Don't listen to all the bullshit. Stay positive, not negative. See the light, not the darkness. Lend a hand, not a fist. Stay positive. You're not a loser. You're a winner. Not a victim, a player. So don't get played, okay? That's it. That's it. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I always share this because it was made for me a couple years ago after I do Sunny Days as a thank you to the person who made this. I said this clean one time, and I don't know where the hell all that stuff came from at the end because that usually doesn't happen. But I do like that, actually. I like how that came out. Not sure where it came from, but I'm glad it came out. So to the one who made this for me a long time ago, I not only thank myself for saying it clean one time, but I thank all of you, or I thank you for making this for me.
Sunny days, sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny
You didn't see that.
Here again.
Forgot Tanya's daughter was here.
Here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month.
Oh yeah. One day to be available to all of you to support the show. Seriously, I'm finding a spot to make that available. Somebody made a great suggestion that it could help me drum up some revenue for what I do. And I'll make it available for everybody for the sweet tune of $6,000 per token. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, I don't know. 6 cents, $6, 60 cents, who knows. $2.22 probably, if you know what I do. But anyhow, I think it's pretty cool what we have going on here. I know that there's a lot of reasons to be sad with XRP, but I don't think we should. I don't think we should be sad. I think we should be happy. And if for any other reason to join Tom's Army, you get that cool Sunny Days emote that you keep seeing in the chat. There's a lot of emotes that you get. I kid you not. If somebody would be so gracious to share every single emote that somebody gets who's in Tom's Army, I would be eternally grateful. Let's see how cool the audience is if they'll share it. Oh, I love the Tom's Army emote. I know somebody will. Somebody's going to take me up on the challenge. I guarantee it. We're that dedicated. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is not very dedicated. Down $2,000 or 3.09% to 63,572. But don't, everybody, again, don't get too excited here. Bitcoin is still within this megaphone, I think. Which, layman's terms for a broadening wedge, possibly. Or this. Hey, look at that. See? Rob Hokuluk shares it. And so did Mark. I told you somebody would be up for the challenge. But you guys can all share that. And he got the balls. You know, Tom's Army balls, basically. the guy over there. So, it's interesting. But look at Bitcoin. Does anybody see what's out in front of you? If you just don't worry about... Look how dedicated this audience is. I love it. I love it. That's why I always say it takes a certain kind of person to be part of this audience. You got to be a realer. You got to be a realist. You got to want to know the truth. You can't be a victim. The victims don't do very well here because I do not perpetrate myself as a victim because I'm not. But do you see the W there? Just because you see a W doesn't mean it can't come down to 60,000, 61,000, but I see a W. Oh, I see one. And the fact that Bitcoin's on a handle, my dear Lord, the technical target out of this, and no one's saying it's going to happen, but if it does, and it breaks bullish, the technical target's 118,000. And the fact that Michael Saylor, MicroStrategies, and all these bigwigs and all these sons of bitches are buying all this, and the U.S. government has to sell so many of them, would you be surprised if I told you that Bitcoin would go up there just so that the government could pay some of their monthly debt that they have to pay on interest because it's over $1 trillion, what, a month now in interest alone that they have to pay for the national debt? What if I told you that we would have an epic pump as they print money into oblivion and they pump up Bitcoin just so they could sell for Mt. Gox? Huh? Did anybody ever think of that? I'm just saying, if we do have a run-up like that, why else would it play out like this? I'm just saying. Does that sound so crazy to you, or would this help pay off the monthly debt? And not pay it off, but at least sustain it for a little bit. Let's do the math. The United States government is the single largest holder of Bitcoin. So, when we do the math, oh yeah, it would pay off my monthly debt too, because, oh baby, if Bitcoin was at 118,000, XRP would be, it would be, there would be, you guys have no idea how far XRP would go. Mt. Gox held by U.S. Miss Vicky, I have to go start work next time. JW, Tanya, Jorge, please tell Tom I'm always here. Miss Vicky, thank you so much, love. I love you, and I speak for the whole audience. We love you. You be safe at work, and I'm so glad that you're... I told everybody I think you're still watching every single video, but we're so blessed to have you in here. Like, seriously, you just made my day. Don't worry about it, Miss Vicky. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it, though. I do appreciate it that you're still a loyal member. I do. I really, really, really do. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You just take care of business. You just take care of business. How much do they hold? Why isn't it showing me now? And like the U.S. government may... This is something that I seen a long time ago. They might begin hoarding Bitcoin. And that's back in July. So just think about all this. Oh my goodness. There's so much stuff here. So here it is, guys. Here it is, guys and gals. So the U.S. government, think about this. The U.S. government, and this is just in relation to Mt. Gox. I make that as a keynote because I guarantee you it's a lot more than 205,000. But think about it. The U.S. government holds 205,000 Bitcoin, worth 5.6 billion, and this was back in March of 2023. So imagine what it's worth now and how much they actually have now. And they begin to stash Bitcoin over the last couple years. So I'm just saying there's something bigger at play here. Because the U.S. government knows that if it's printing money into oblivion by... Oh, look at this. What a surprise. It went down just to do what? liquidate those shorts if in fact it was going to go down. Right? Didn't we just talk about this? That it would go down? It's too predictable now. Because now it would have liquidated probably or stop lossed us out of if we would have bought before that drop. And then if it didn't and it pulls that big W, because that's what I am secretly hoping happens, I just don't know if it can. It looks too far gone. But anyhow, I think there's something bigger at play. And it's no different than what I thought back in 21. It's just more things are becoming out and more people are willing to come out and speak about it because they know about it now. Even though they did back then, once like the big wigs start talking about it, everybody's like, oh, it's easy to talk about this. Nobody wants to talk about it like when we would talk about it, when everybody would just leave because they think you're crazy. That's the life of somebody who's a truther. You know what I'm saying? BlackRock just hit 356,000. Oh my God. There you go. BlackRock's up to 356,000. MicroStrategy's up to 255,000. You got the U.S. government with Mt. Gox. So, I mean, think about how much Bitcoin that is. Think about that. That's like 1 million Bitcoin between these walls. Woo. Hey, you guys. Somebody do 1 million times 118,000. Do 1 million times 118,000 for me real quick. Because you know MicroStrategies is just an entity of the government. We found that out now. And they're just being funded by the government to buy more Bitcoin. I'm being dead serious. Grayscale, same thing, another entity of the government. But I want to know this number. What is this number? What's 1 million times 118,000? Oh yeah, there's going to be large amounts of FUD for XRP, no doubt. 118 billion. There you go. That's a lot of money. And I don't think that's all of it. I don't think... Because if you ask me, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Who is the creator of Bitcoin? Who is the inventor of this crazy code? Dun 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 dun! Dun 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 dun! The United States government. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the audience knows. There you go. The Central Intelligence Agency. Can't make it up. Who funded it? The central banks. You also can't make it up. The World Health Organization. The who else? The economic. You guys know I'm not going to keep talking. I got to. We're going to speak too much truth and then you won't be able to watch me anymore. But you get the picture here. So, if you don't think it can happen, it can happen. Syrian, does Satoshi have a telephone number? 1-800-CIA ... 67, well, you know. So let's see. I'm gonna say yes, Kryptonian. I didn't want to keep talking, but you guys can speak for me. Yes, indeed. As Ned Flanders would say, yes, so diddly roonily. So, what do we have? I think we're going to have to end this here before I get myself in trouble. But just pay attention to what I said, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go help Julie. Thank everybody so much. I know my son's he's either about to get his feeding or is getting his feeding. I need to still pack tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to do my live in the morning. Then I'll do a short at some point during the day. And most likely I'm going to do some kind of update at night just to assure everybody that I made it safe. My son's good. And then Saturday before his appointment at 10:30 a.m. I'm going to do an update. And then some other things. Yes, Sean. Yes, Sean. What's going on, my main man from Maine? And a very trusted mod. So, H-bar right now. We broke the uptrend a little bit. It did have a very overzealous run up, but I don't know. It's still within a good range. We'll see, because it did have a rising channel and very well might come all the way back to the bottom at 5.2. It all depends how badly the market reacts to tomorrow. I don't think a lot of people understand what tomorrow is. I mean, Wednesday at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be the biggest flub story of all times when they're going to, and I'm telling you right now, if you think this is a joke in the United States, it's not. When they close the port starting at 12:01 on Wednesday a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm telling you right now, if you want a food shortage, a crisis, this is how you bring it in. So please, everybody, pay attention. Should you buy more Bitcoin? I mean, XRP? No. I don't buy XRP unless it's under 40 cents for a reason. But in this part where it's at, I mean, it's up to you. But what I personally would do, it's what I'm doing right now. I'm reinvesting in over time here again into B2 Gold. It had a big dump off after I sold it at 338. We had a targeted buy around 315. Started back at 313. Bought a little more at the end of the day at 308. Still have more capital to get back to the 3,000 I owned. So it's going to be that. Pay very close attention to the silver miners. First Majestic and Fortuna silver mines. It's just, you're going to have some kind of marginal risk here as well, because the miners, who knows if they're going to knock them down first, but they've already been coming down here. So I see that as a big play here, the mining sector. But as far as crypto, if you already have yourself positioned, I think it's a dangerous game to bring your averages up, because it makes it a little harder to stomach sometimes. But I mean, if you have expendable capital and you don't care, it's technically on the front side and the right side of a 7-year breakout almost. We're going to have that daily close, it looks like, over the monthly close over 61.7 or 61.6, which is interesting. Which is very interesting. Yes, like Julie said, I'm going to buy a bunch of rice, because you can live off of rice for a long time. And I prefer Uncle Ben's, even though they took the old Uncle Ben off the rice. So I'm going to buy some big bags of Uncle Ben's. And we're going to go to town. We're going to go to town, because it's going to be a problem. The good thing about my son, and I talked about this before, my son, he's got an NG tube. And because of that, I've got months worth of formula that I have for him already. So I have food that I can feed him several times a day for months before I would really have to start worrying. So that's an untold benefit of how he is. So it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing dealing with that. But it's not as I don't know, it's something. It's changed everything for him. You know, it's changed everything. And like, just buy, like, I'm gonna buy right now 3 12-pound bags of rice, just to make a good example. 3 12-pound bags of rice. Good old Uncle Ben's. Even though they just say Ben's Original Rice now, even though it's Uncle Ben. We all know he's Uncle Ben. We appreciate Uncle Ben. So that's what I'm going to do. And then you know what else you do? You buy a bunch of potatoes. Buy some potatoes. Buy your grains. You know, you do the stuff you got to do. You do what you got to do. So that's all I'm buying. A couple bags of potatoes. And then I can grow my own potatoes too. So that's very easy. I've done it all year. Yeah, I'm telling you, you know, you got to plan for something here. Get some big boxes of toilet paper. You know, just get some stuff. Just get some stuff. That's all I'm saying. And we're getting into a very interesting time. And if you have people deliver, like I'm having somebody deliver, make sure to tip. I have like a $55 order. I'm giving $7. $7. I think that's more than generous. And the store is like 1.5 miles from my house. So I really do think it's generous. So we got that. We got that. So there we go. So just got to do that right now. So, you know, everybody's version of Christmas is going to be different this year. My version of Christmas is making sure things are going to be good. I've already bought some dry fruits and foods, which is going to be hard for me to eat. But I bought it for worst case scenarios that can last about 6 months. So I've been planning for things just in case. Joking about the teepee. I wish I was your neighbor. Exactly. Exactly. But I tipped $5 literally not even 1 mile away. Yep, exactly. Same, Dean. That's how it's got to be. Because they're driving, they're doing their thing too. Now, if I'm getting food delivered, I only tip $2.50 initially until it gets there. Because I've had a lot of stuff stolen. And I find it, for some reason, they bring my food when I tip less up front. And then once it gets dropped off, then I tip the other amount. It's a really weird thing. Yep, those 4-week things are nice. Very nice. So, but I gotta go. I got the signal from the boss, everybody. So, thank you all so much for tuning in with me this evening. And remember, video description below, you can buy XRP worldwide, either HOTCOIN or BITUNIX. If you're a leverage trader, BITUNIX, probably more preferable because you get a little more transparency, but there is much more trading pairs on HOTCOIN. And then for spot trading, both are spectacular, no VPN or KYC. So, take advantage of it.